Reality TV is home to the biggest, juiciest, most chef's kiss, god-tier level drama known to man. There's tears, tender moments, cheating scandals, fights, and just about every human emotion and experience rolled into one. But obviously, with trashy television like this, there's bound to be some questionable moments. We're gonna talk about some of those times today as we count down the top 10 most controversial reality TV moments. What's good, my little nuggets? I'm your host, Bree Room, and welcome back to IO. Before we dive into today's list, don't forget to smash that like button and smash that subscribe button to show your support for the channel. And also tap that little bell icon so you get notified whenever we post a new video. Also, don't forget to check out our playlist and stick around until the end for some bonus content. I messed up a lot when I'm filming these things, so there will probably be some bloopers for you guys to laugh at my mistakes. I've already made some. Now let's get started on today's list. Kicking things off at number 10, Snooki gets punched, Jersey Shore. Jersey Shore is pretty much well known for drunken bar fights and other things of this nature, but things got super heated when beloved reality firecracker Snooki got involved in a fight. One of many. The whole incident was caught on camera and it was intense. Basically, the story goes that the Jersey Shore gang was at a bar, as they normally are, and there was a group of frat guys and they were kind of mooching off the gang. They kind of put themselves in with the cast and kind of just started hanging out with them, but the cast was getting a little sus. But things got pretty uncomfortable when the frat guys began stealing drinks from the cast members at the bar. When some of the Jersey Shore guys started noticing that the other group of guys were stealing shots that they had ordered, they confronted them, and Snooki joined in on the heated argument. I'm guessing that one of the other guys got really mad when Snooki called him out because he landed a sucker punch to Snooki's face, and boy did things escalate from there. I guarantee you that those who were watching that episode did not see that one coming. One good thing came out of this incident though, as Snooki grew closer to the cast and formed stronger friendships after seeing how they came to her rescue. At number 9, dog drama, Teen Mom 2. Teen Mom 2 has been the subject of drama and controversy for years, but one of their most controversial couples are Janelle Evans and David Eason. The two have shared their scandals in the past, one of their biggest on the show being offensive anti-gay tweets from David that got him banned from the show. But this wasn't the only time the two have gotten massive backlash. Apparently, the couple got more heat when David killed their family dog after it snapped at their 2-year-old child. Janelle was so upset when her husband decided to shoot the animal that she actually left the home. I mean, I would too. What would compel someone to do something like that? The pair had already been facing more controversy for various reasons and had a rocky relationship with the show, but still. This was a big deal because killing a dog like that is just so uncalled for. This isn't the only time Eason has been called out for stuff like this. Recently, he even got into the news for killing and eating their pet goat and other petty crimes. What's with this guy and eating their pets? Or killing their pet, not eating their pets. What's with this guy and killing their pets? Why? Literally why? And at 8, calling the police on a black cast member, Vanderpump Rules. Vanderpump Rules is another one of those shows where being problematic is part of the job requirements apparently. Recently, there was a scandal where Stassi Schroeder and Kristen Doubt called the police on the show's only black cast member, Faith Stowers. Turns out that back in 2018, Stassi and Kristen tried to get Faith arrested by falsely implicating her in a crime. Basically, the two had seen this image of a woman who had apparently been robbing people, and they started calling the police to help them with their investigation and told them that it was their castmate Faith who was the one committing the crimes, even though it really wasn't her. Obviously, this caused quite the stir, and the pair have since been fired from the show. They have since apologized for their actions, but they still lost some credibility. I mean, did they have credibility to begin with? This is reality TV. Does anyone have credibility on these shows? Who the hell knows? At number 7, Khloe's jail time, keeping up with the Kardashians. Does anyone remember the time where Khloe Kardashian was going to jail and instead of being supportive, Kim was just taking selfies? I mean, she was kind of being supportive by taking pictures of herself because that's how she makes money, but still. Stop taking pictures of yourself, Kim, your sister's going to jail. Back in 2007-ish, Khloe Kardashian was arrested for driving under the influence. As punishment, she was asked to complete community service, but when she missed that, she was ordered to spend 30 days in jail. Obviously, this made great content, and this was filmed for their reality show. We watched as the Kardashian-Jenner clan brought Khloe to jail, and it was a whole ordeal, though no one was really taking it seriously. Though Khloe was supposed to spend a month in jail, she was only there for 3 hours due to overcrowding. I see this scenario as less of an overcrowding issue and more like Khloe calling her mom like, "Hey mom, can you pick me up? I'm scared," and they just let her out because she's famous. This whole ordeal also raised some eyebrows since Khloe just basically got away with a crime and no one took it seriously because of who she is. But if someone else committed that same crime, they would have been incarcerated for much longer. Double standards, people. Coming in at number 6, Dead Butterflies, RuPaul's Drag Race. This one's my favorite. So here we are, Drag Race finale, the queens lip syncing for their lives, and Miss Asia O'Hara had a few tricks up her sleeves, and those tricks were butterflies. Now, I watched this finale and boy was it tragic. Basically, Asia had this thing planned out where she was going to release live butterflies during her performance to really spice things up on stage, but sadly that plan backfired. The butterflies turned into butterfalls because they were all dead. Although this was sad to watch all the butterflies just fall to the ground when they were released, I couldn't help but cringe a little as Asia was trying to get them to fly as she performed. Like, here she was giving the performance of her life, dressed in her butterfly eleganza, and she's trying to lift these bugs, trying to get them to fly, just floating to the ground, sadly. Sadly, it didn't work out, and she didn't even claim the crown, but hey, she tried. Some people were upset because of the cruelty towards these creatures and how they died and whatnot, but Asia was so gutted about it, she even tried to make amends by saying she would volunteer at the ASPCA. She felt really bad about it and didn't mean to kill them. It was honestly just an accident. Halfway through at number 5, live weigh-ins, America's Next Top Model. Recently, America's Next Top Model has come under fire for their questionable past. One of these things under scrutiny is their model weigh-ins. Though Tyra Banks, the creator of America's Next Top Model, now preaches about body inclusivity and whatnot, back in early seasons of the show, they would weigh the models and broadcast it on national television. Can you believe that? I mean, weight is a very personal thing for a lot of people. Now imagine being weighed not only in front of your fellow competitors, but also in front of millions of viewers, and then having your weight shared with all these people. Not to mention, the people who are considered the tiniest got more praise than others. That's just toxic. At number 4, Dan Spilo harassment, Survivor. Survivor contestant Dan Spilo made history for all the wrong reasons. He became the first person to ever be kicked off the show without having been voted off. This all came about when Dan was accused of inappropriately touching other contestants as well as members of the production crew. One of the documented incidents happened when Dan had put his hand on a crew member's leg after finishing a competition. Though he said that it was an accident, they didn't buy it since Dan had been accused of similar actions in the past. Not too long before this incident, another contestant had accused Dan of inappropriately touching her and encroaching on her personal space, even though she told him to stop. The production team decided that for the safety and well-being of others on the show, Dan would be removed from the game. Though he later apologized for his actions, it was still a scandal since something like this had never happened before. At 3, racism scandal, Celebrity Big Brother. Okay, this one was huge at the time. Basically, the British reality show Celebrity Big Brother had a pretty big scandal when some of their cast was accused of being racist towards another contestant. The racist behavior and actions took place a few times over the course of the season, but included some pretty memorable instances. The controversy mainly took place between contestants Jade Goody, Danielle Lloyd, Joe O'Mara, and Shilpa Shetty. Jade, Danielle, and Joe were accused of bullying Shilpa on the show. Some instances calling Shilpa Papadam, papadams being an Indian dish. She was also told to go home, though people don't know if that remark was referring to home as in her house away from the competition, or home as in back to India. And she was even questioned if Indian people are so thin because they're sick all the time. There were other racially charged remarks thrown around during the season's run, and it even got so heated that the Indian government had to sit down with the British government to make sure that there was no discrimination against Shilpa. There was a lot of controversy surrounding this season, and the network even got a lot of complaints as a result. Luckily, Shilpa came out on top by winning that season and showing those ladies who's boss, but still, those remarks were seriously uncalled for. Coming in at number 2, Corinne Olympios and DeMario Jackson, Bachelor in Paradise. This one was a huge scandal. So big in fact that it shut down production. Basically, within the first little bit that the cast was together and filming Bachelor in Paradise, Corinne and DeMario had already hit it off, gotten drunk, and had a sexual encounter. Again, while they were filming. Then there were allegations that Corinne was too drunk to have given consent, and things pretty much snowballed from there. Production was then halted after about 2 days of filming because they needed to address the situation. Although it was concluded that no misconduct had actually occurred, it was still a big deal. As a result, DeMario had lost his job and a lot of business, and Corinne went on to say that she was in a pretty dark place following the incident because of how publicized it was. After things died down, production resumed without Corinne and DeMario, and things went back to normal, but for the pair, life definitely has not been the same since. Finally, in at number 1, Blackface, America's Next Top Model. Alright babies, we're back with another America's Next Top Model controversy. Like I said earlier, this show has been riddled with questionable things. This time we're talking about how they made their models do blackface for photo shoots. I'm not kidding. I really wish I was kidding, but I'm not. There were a few times where the models were put in darkened makeup to make them appear as women from different races. One instance was when the models were put in blackface or brownface to pose as biracial people of different cultures. Another instance was where they were made to look like pop culture icons by altering their skin color, and again in a Got Milk campaign where their skin colors were darkened significantly. Why is this a thing? Why was this considered high fashion? It's not. It's just offensive. Tyra has also faced backlash for countless other controversies on the show, but this one has to be the worst one. Oh boy, this was something else, but I mean, it's reality TV, so you kind of expect controversy to happen here. I know there have been a lot more controversies to have happened on reality TV because there's just so much drama. If you guys have any suggestions as to other moments that should be featured on this list, leave it down in the comments and maybe we'll do a part 2. But for now, that's it for me. Thanks so much for watching this one, guys. Be sure to like the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe to the channel for more content. I will see you nuggets in the next one, so TTFN, my dudes. They kind of put themselves in the and David Ested. I keep wanting to say Ested.
It's actually Easton.
East. There we go. See.
I watched the show really recently.
What the? This whole ordeal rates some. What's good, my little nuggets? Yeah.